This is your upper body strength workout targeting the triceps today. So that's that muscle that runs along the back of the arm that extends the elbow. So you will need a long band, or if you don't have a long one, a loop band will work. And then a set of light and moderate weights. I'm using 5s and 8s. And I also have 12s just in case I feel like I need to move up in certain exercises. If you're newer to strength training, I would recommend those lighter weights, maybe even 3s, 5s, 7s, around that range, so you can learn how to properly connect to the muscle, how to follow the movement pattern correctly and coordinate the strength movements correctly, first with the lighter weight, and then you can progress as you practice and gain strength and improve your neuromuscular connection. So we're going to start with a little bit of a warm-up in our hands and knees today. So let's just start in a child's pose, settling into your space. Rest your forehead onto the mat. Reach your arms long. Let's just take a couple breaths here, in through the nose, and out through the nose. Releasing any stress you may be holding on to, just letting it go as you prepare to take time for yourself to improve your mental and your physical health. One more breath through the nose. And then let's shift forward to your hands and knees. Let's quickly just find what we call our diaphragmatic breath. So we're going to take an inhale through the nose as we maintain a neutral spine. And then exhale out the mouth through pursed lips, like you're blowing out candles. So it's an audible exhale. And then take another inhale, expand the rib cage. Exhale out the mouth through pursed lips. This time think about wrapping in your abdominals and zipping up the abs as you blow out that air. So you're finding that connection to the abdominals. You're also just naturally increasing your intra-abdominal pressure and naturally engaging your deep abdominal muscles as you find that exhale out the mouth. So we're going to use that breath throughout class just so we are finding that natural stability for our spine and our pelvis as we move through the different exercises. All right, let's just start to find some circles in our shoulder blades. So you're moving those shoulder blades on the back of the spine. You can feel them moving around there, just mobilizing through the scapula on either side. And then let's circle the opposite way. Good. And then let's move into some cat-cows. So you'll inhale as you drop the belly button, gaze up, open the chest, and then round through the spine, pull your belly button in towards the spine, doming the back. So inhale, finding some extension. Exhale as you're finding some flexion in the spine. Let's go one more. Inhale and exhale. Now you're going to reach your arm out to the side. And then you're just going to bend and extend your elbow. So you're squeezing that tricep, the back of the arm, kind of waking it up a little bit to straighten out through the arm. So that shoulder blade is gently pulled in and you're focusing on squeezing the back of the arm, activating the tricep. 2 more. And then let's find some circles in the wrists. And circle the opposite way. And then you're going to reach your right arm under your left and then reach the right arm back out. So finding a little twist through the spine. So I'll show you from this angle so you can see a little better. 2 more. Last one. Good. And then let's do the other side. So now you're bringing the left arm out to the side. You're going to bend and extend. Your palm is facing back towards your feet. You're squeezing through the back of the arm, the tricep muscle. Good. And then hold your arm out. We're going to find some circles through the wrists. So just finding some movement through the wrist here, and then switch, go the opposite direction. And then let's find a little thread the needle so we can find some movement through our spine. So you're going to rotate, reaching that left hand under the right arm, and then, we're reaching out to the side. So you're going to reach under, and then actually you're reaching just out to the side here. So nice little twist, and then squeeze through that tricep just to reach your arm out. Good. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to start pretty simple with just a very traditional strength move, skull crushers. So I'm going to start with my moderate weight. We're going to do unilateral work mainly today. So one arm at a time to make sure we're not biasing one arm over the other. So let's come into a supine position, laying on our back, knees bent, spine just in neutral. Reach that weight to the ceiling in your right, the weight's in your right hand, so that right arm reaches to the ceiling. Wrist is long. Make sure that wrist is nice and long. Bring your left hand in front of your right bicep so you have a little bit of support here. You're then going to hold your elbow really still as you lower that weight to about 90 degrees and then extend the arm back to the ceiling. That weight back to the ceiling, extending the arm, reaching the weight up. So try to keep the wrist straight the entire time so that thumb doesn't bend in towards the wrist. That can help you feel the work a little better in the muscle and bring some stress out of the elbow joint. So we're keeping that elbow stacked and we're squeezing through the back of the arm. So you should be starting to feel fatigue, burning. I'm shaking in that muscle on the back of your arm, the tricep. So couple tips if you're not feeling it. Squeeze harder. Strength training comes down to that neuromuscular connection, that ability to connect mind to muscle. So you have to activate. We can't just go through the motions. We actually have to use that muscle to complete the movement. Make sure that right shoulder blade is anchored to the mat. And make sure your form is correct. So make sure that elbow is stacked. That can help you feel this more so as well. Keep that elbow really still as you lower and lift. And then if you're squeezing, if you have right form and you still are not feeling enough fatigue, then you move up in your weight. We're going to go 4 more. Our goal is to get to close to failure. So we don't really count reps. We don't really time ourselves. We just kind of go until we feel like, okay, that muscle has done enough. I can't really do many more reps. Good. Last one, you're going to extend the weight to the ceiling. And then let's bend the elbow halfway. Find little pulses up. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring that weight down. Let's lay on to your left side. So we're gonna lay on our left side. You can lay all the way down or have that left forearm down. I'm gonna move down to my lighter weight. And we're going to bend the elbow, having that elbow stacked over the shoulder. Mine, I like to start a little bit below my shoulder. You're gonna anchor that shoulder blade down as you extend that weight up to the ceiling and then bend, lowering that weight towards your chest. So your palm is facing your feet the whole time. And then we're trying not to allow our elbow to move too much here. So we don't want to drop the elbow as we lower down. We don't want the arm to fall forward as we lower down. So make sure you're keeping that elbow as still as you can, keeping that palm facing towards your feet the whole time. We'll inhale as you bend, finding that diaphragmatic breath. Exhale as you extend. And then I'm going to come to laying down just so I can focus more so on the muscle, that right tricep muscle. Again, trying to keep that wrist long. You're feeling that back of the arm really burning up here at this point. You have 6, 5, 4, and if you're done and you can't do any more clean reps, then you stop early. If you feel like you have a little more left in you, then you can pause the video and keep going. I want you to get to that point where you feel like you can't go much more. Big squeeze, bend the elbow halfway, pulse up and down. Up 2 inches, down 2 inches for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower that weight down. Give that arm a little shake. Come to a kneeling, seated position, whatever is comfortable here, doesn't matter. I'm going to be in lower kneeling. You're going to anchor that band with your left hand. I like to kind of wrap it around my right palm, my right hand. You're going to kind of have those hands in line or just below the elbows, and the elbows in line with the shoulders or just below if that feels better. You're going to bend and extend in that right arm. So have tension on that band. There shouldn't be slack when you come back to center. You should have tension on that band. That left arm is not doing anything but anchoring the band as we're continuing to burn through that right tricep in that same muscle. We're working the same muscle the whole time. Let's go for 4. We're going to pulse in 3. Squeeze for 2. And 1. Find little pulses out. 8, 7. Squeeze the back of the arm for 6. It burns for 5. 4. Squeeze for 3. 2 and 1. Good. Set the band down. Let's come to your hands and knees. We're going to find what we call forearm press-ups. So different than push-ups. We're going to have hands under the shoulder at first. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Lower your forearms down so they're parallel, creating an 11. Shift your weight forward so your weight is through your palms and your middle finger. You're going to exhale, squeeze through the triceps to lift into that extended arm position, that hands and knees position, and then you're lowering down, coming into that parallel position with your forearms, creating that 11 position with your forearms. So if you're shifting back, you're not going to feel this as much. So make sure your weight is shifted forward. You're squeezing through the back of the arm. Try to keep most of your weight in that right arm. So we're still fatiguing that right side. Inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze to lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze to lift. So you're squeezing the back of the arm to straighten that elbow. If you need more, you can lift your feet, shift forward, or keep your feet down and shift forward. I can't get down quite all the way there. But again, make sure you're not shifting back, then you're not really going to feel anything. So keep your weight through the middle finger and your palm on that right side mainly. Let's go 3 more. We're going to pulse in 2. Good. Last one, lower halfway, little pulses up, squeezing through the back of the right arm for 4, 3, most of the weight on that right side, 2, and 1. Good. Shake out that arm. Let's move on to the left side. So grab that moderate weight, and we'll lay on our back again, spine in a neutral position. That right tricep is burnt out. Let's move through the same sequence on the left. So again, weight stacked over your shoulder. Lengthen out the wrist so the thumb is not bent in towards the wrist. You're going to cup your bicep with your right hand. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Maybe if you're just beginning, you start with a smaller range like that. That's completely fine. Maybe you've done these before, you have experience with these, you can connect to the tricep muscle really well, so you have a bigger range. Again, find what works for you. Find that variation where you feel the connection to the muscle, to the tricep muscle right here in the back of the arm. And yes, I am shaking. If you're shaking, that's good. If you're not, that's okay. Just really close your eyes, focus on squeezing that muscle. Like I said, I wish strength training were just as easy as lifting weights, but you really have to connect mind to muscle and create that neuromuscular connection to improve the strength. Exhaling out the mouth as you lift, inhaling as you lower. Tap into the back of the arm. Picture the back of the arm working here to extend. And then slowly lower down, inhale. So controlling that movement downward and upward. Really loading that muscle. at the bottom of the movement. Let's go for 4 more, and then we're going to pulse. Another thing you can do if you're not quite feeling the muscle is tapping it out or rubbing out the muscle that you're targeting. That can kind of wake up the receptors in the muscle that help you connect mind to body, those mechanoreceptors. Let's go for 2. Last one. Bend the elbow halfway. And then you're going to pulse up 2 inches, down 2 inches. Pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Set the weight down. Let's come to laying on our right side this time. So we're finding the side lying tricep extension. Reach that weight up to the ceiling. Palm faces towards your feet. Elbow in line with the shoulder. Bend the elbow. Make sure it's stacked or maybe just below the shoulder. Keep it really still as you extend that weight back to the ceiling. That back of the arm is really tired at this point, so try to keep your form as best you can. If that means dropping in weight, then drop in weight. But I want you to feel that work continue, that activation continue in the back of the left arm, the left tricep. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend. Good. Let's go for 4. We'll actually do a couple more than 4. I'm getting ahead of myself. I just want to be done because it burns. But let's do a couple more. We want to get to that point of close to failure. Okay, now let's try 5 more, and then we're going to pulse. 4 more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the back of the arm for 3. 2. Oh boy, I'm getting there. Last one. Bend halfway, pulse it. Squeeze. Squeeze for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set the weight down. Come to your kneeling or seated position. Grab your band. I'll demo with the loop band this time so you guys can see what that would look like. So you're anchoring the loop band with your right hand. Your left palm faces out. Your elbows are pretty much in line with the shoulder, maybe a little bit below. And then you're pressing out on that band. The right arm's not moving. You're bending from the elbow. So we're not pulling the shoulder back or anything like that. Everything holds still, and we're just finding little pulses from the elbow. Or we're going full range first and then pulses. My band is a heavy, so I'm struggling to go full range with that one. But full range first. And then if your loop band is heavy and it feels hard to go full range, then just stay with the pulses like I was doing with my loop band. Let's go for 4. We're going to pulse in 3, 2, last one. Press out, come in halfway, find little presses for 6, 5, 4, squeeze the back of the arm for 3, 2, and 1. All right, set that band down, forearm press ups, not push ups, press ups. So come to hands and knees, walk your hands forward about a handprint forward, lower your forearms down to 11 to parallel, shift your weight forward, spine stays neutral. Press through your palm and middle finger. Make sure your weight's mainly in the left side this time. So keep that weight through the left forearm. You'll exhale, press up, inhale, lower. Squeeze through the back of the arm. If you're not able to get the forearms all the way down, that's okay. Stick to a range that works for you, where you're feeling the work and you're not overcompensating. This takes some practice to coordinate, so be patient with yourself if you're not feeling it perfectly today, if it's your first time doing this. So just try your best to keep your weight forward and to squeeze through the back of the arm. We have 4 more. Squeeze, and I'm gonna modify my range because I'm feeling it a little better in the back of my arm if I don't go all the way down right now because my forearm's tired. Last one, or my tricep is tired. You're going to come down, little pulses for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake out those arms. We're almost through. One more time, skull crushers. This time, we're going to do double arm. So, grab moderate weights. You can always come down to lighter if you feel like you are lacking control without the help of that stability of the opposite arm. So, again, just listen to your body. If you're losing form, you know to come down. So you're going to keep elbows stacked over shoulders. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Same cues apply. Your wrists stay long. Those elbows stay stacked. When you lower down, make sure those weights don't fall inward. So kind of like the forearm press, try to keep those forearms parallel to one another as you lower down. And then exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze through the back of both arms. Try to squeeze as evenly as you can. I know that's hard when we do both sides at once. That's why we took some time doing one arm at a time. So just focus on making that connection, both arms. All right, I'm starting to lose it, so let's do one more. I'm getting close to that failure point. We're gonna pulse. Let's go for 8. Pulse for 7, 6, 5, 4, and I'm done. Keep going. 3 if you have it, and you keep going for 2, and 1. Good. Shake up those arms. Let's come into a quick round of band extensions, and we're going to finish off with forearm press-ups. So palms face out. Now both arms are going to press out. Let's just find pulses this time. So little pulses. Those elbows stay really still. You're squeezing through the back of the arms. Little pulses out. Again, you can use the band, the loop band with this too. Little pulses out. Squeeze. Squeeze the back of the arms. Good. Let's go for 10. 8, 7, squeeze. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Set the band down. One more round of those forearm press-ups. So bring the forearms down parallel to one another. Press up to hands. And then we're going to come down, find a pulse at the bottom, and then press all the way up. If that pulse just is confusing for you, stick to the full range. Adding that little pulse to get a little extra fatigue in the triceps. This time, we're pressing evenly through both hands. So you're going to feel a little more work in both arms compared to the last 2 times we did this. We may have felt more work in one arm compared to the other because we had more weight shifted to one side and because that side was fatigued out. Now both sides are working as equally as we can, so equal weight through both hands. Let's go for 8, 7, good, 6, 5, 4, almost there, 3, 2, we're going to pulse at the bottom and then we're done. Ooh, last one. Hold halfway, pulse up and down. Up 2 inches, down 2 inches. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, let it burn. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Come to a seat. Good. Let's just find some easy rotation through the spine. Just allowing our nervous system to calm again, telling our body it's time to recover, it's time to rebuild those triceps. We hypertrophied those muscles, it's time to rebuild them so they get stronger. And then let's just find some cat-cows and seated. So you'll round the spine, pull the belly button in, and then gaze up, open through the chest, shoulder blades come together. Find some extension in the spine. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. One more. Good. And then come to neutral spine. Reach the left arm overhead and then the right. Your arms may feel like jelly with this reach. We still want to get a little bit of just movement in there to help those muscles relax, help our body relax, our mind to relax. It'll start to feel better the more reps you have with these reaches. Good. Good. And then let's just take one final breath to conclude our session. Big inhale, reach overhead, and then exhale out the mouth. Let go of all of that effort you put in. Let it all go, all that mental, that physical effort. Be proud of yourself for taking that time to improve your health, mentally and physically. You might feel a little sore in the back of the arms. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you all for the next workout. Thank you.